So welcome back, guys, to We Talk Boxing. And what a fight we saw last night between Leigh Wood versus Josh Warrington. It was a thrilling fight from the get-go, and very entertaining and very competitive. More competitive than what I actually thought it would have been. Um, yeah, I was very surprised with Josh Warrington's performance. It was a brilliant performance and possibly his best performance that I've seen in a while. And he took the fight to Leigh Wood from the get go, and I thought that he was the better fighter from round one onwards, and looked the stronger fighter. And I was quite scared a little bit from a Leigh point of view because he wasn't able to do much, and he looked as if he came into that fight very um, too pumped up for the fight because he, his jabs, his movement, he was very rigid, very stiff in his approach when he was boxing Josh Warrington, and he was trying to let his hands go, but everything just looked really stiff, and just he just looked too pumped up, Leigh Wood. But whereas Josh Warrington, on the other hand, he was game, and Josh Warrington's a tough warrior and a brilliant competitor. And as I said, this was his best performance I've seen in a while, and possibly since way back before the first Mauricio Lara fight, um, because that's pretty much where it kind of went downhill from there for Josh Warrington, because he took that first loss against Mauricio Lara. Then the second fight was a draw, and then obviously he got that win, that brilliant win, KO stoppage over was it Kiko Martinez, before then losing to Luiso Alberto. So yeah, it was again this performance was top notch, and as I said, he put a lot of pressure, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain on Leigh Wood, and if it hadn't have been for that shot, the shot which came out the blue, then potentially he could have gone on and potentially have dominated the latter rounds and maybe even stopped Leigh Wood, because Leigh Wood, as I said, he just looked too pumped up for this fight. Like his game plan was all weird. Um, from my point of view, before the fight, I thought Leigh Wood was just going to come out there, stay at range, and try and box the head off Josh Warrington. Try not to mix it with him too much, because Warrington, he's not a dirty fighter, but he's a very tough and rigid and rough type of fighter who just keeps coming forward. And sometimes, as you come forward, heads do clash, or punches do sway a little bit wider and catch your opponent in places where it shouldn't. For example, the back of the head, um, or the kidneys, for example, if you're going towards the body. So, yeah, I just thought it was a weird performance from a Leigh point of view, but it goes to show that he is a big puncher, and his record suggests that as well. You know what I mean? He is now 28-3 with 17 KOs to his name. So yeah, his KO percentage is awesome, and as I said, this KO came out of nowhere because he was losing that round in my eyes, and he just decided to pretty much trade with Josh Warrington, and he literally caught Josh Warrington within the latter 10 seconds with a shot from out of nowhere, and then it was he backed it up with another hook and a right hook and a left hook, which put him down, and Josh Warrington went down as the bell rang, which is quite weird and controversial because generally, yes, the referee gave him a count, but because it was the end of the round, realistically, should the referee have given Josh Warrington more time to recover? Could he have sent him back to his corner, give him that minute to kind of recover, and then allow him to come out for the eighth round? Or do you guys feel that that stoppage was right at the time? Now, if there was a minute left on the clock in that seventh round, yeah, I'll probably stand here now and be like, yeah, the stoppage was right. Referee did the right thing, because Josh Warrington, his legs were all over the place. He didn't know where he was, and he wasn't really responding to the referee. But because it was literally the end of the round, I feel as if he could have possibly regained some sort of senses and then maybe come back into the fight. So it was quite a weird stoppage, but it was the right stoppage. But just a little bit controversial because, as I said, it was just a big lucky shot which changed the game. But yeah, both of these guys now say that they're going to look to potentially try and move up. I think Leigh Wood wants to try and challenge Joe Cordina. I know Joe Cordina's got a fight coming up. I can't remember who it's against, but he has got a fight coming up before the end of the year. And then Leigh Wood wants a little bit of time off, and then hopefully maybe early next year, maybe next summer, he wants to look to try and put a fight on at his Nottingham Forest City ground. That's where he's looking to try and fight. What happens now with Josh Warrington? I don't know, because he's on a big losing spree now. Do you know what I mean? He's only won one in the last five, which is not good. So some people will probably say he's on the slide, but I'd probably say that after that performance, I don't feel as if he is on the slide, but I do think that it probably is time for him to move up to the next weight, and just to see how he could handle the bigger boys, and to see how he feels, how his body feels, because it is tight at the weight for Josh Warrington. So hopefully with a couple of extra pounds on him, he might feel a little bit more comfortable, maybe carrying a bit more power as well. So who knows? And the next division up obviously is a nice one for him as well. There's some good competitive fights there. But let me know your thoughts in regards to this fight which happened last night. Do you feel as if it was the right stoppage, or do you feel that, what I mean, Josh Warrington should have been given a little bit more time? And what do you think should happen next in terms of Josh Warrington? Where do you feel he should go? And Leigh Wood, would you like to see him go up against Joe Cordina next year, or do you feel that he should stay at the current weight and maybe try and capture all the belts? Let me know your thoughts. As always, guys, please subscribe. Bless.